That's the thing. Like people are like, oh yeah, you're like people say the dumbest shit. They'll meet you and they're like, oh, you're in radio. Wow, that's a dying medium. I'm like, come on. Well, thank you very much. It's been my passion since the '90s. All we do is try to help to serve the community in hurricanes. Like,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Have your podcast give you up to the minute fucking information.
I was gonna.
Welcome, everyone, again to another episode of the E Bermuda podcast. I, as always, am Taylor Durden. With me is Max.
That's me.
How are you?
Very good.
So tonight we got this really cool guest I'm super excited to have with us. Outside of, maybe Ron and Ron. He's probably my second favorite on-air personality for terrestrial radio. He does so much in the community. I'm super excited to talk about. I want to welcome everyone, Drew Garabo. Thank you so much.
Thank you. What elite company, Ron and Ron. Legends, man. Mahabone.
Check out the shirt.
I know. I saw the upside down shirt. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do an upside down 102.5 The Bone shirt anytime soon.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Every hat I see, it's like, okay, you did that.
Yeah.
Now, also, I'm going to go right off rip because I know Max is probably a little thirsty.
Yes, I'm so.
But we have kind of like a quasi tradition here where it started with
Scooby Olivier.
Yeah, we interviewed a couple well-known bartenders and they brought some bottles, and then next you know, Connie brought a bottle, and then it's just one of those things.
I didn't bring a bottle. I'm really sorry, Taylor and Max.
You brought yourself. That's all we wanted.
But I did ask you, if you were a liquor man and you said that you're more of a tea and honey guy.
I am.
So I brought my favorite.
So awesome. I was just about to call you out for the empty cup that's right over there. I'd be like, I was to understand there would be tea.
My
Look
favorite.
At that.
I brought my chai.
Oh, yeah.
And this is spiced honey, local spiced honey.
Only local honey.
Yeah, only.
When there's no label on it, you know it's good.
Yeah, that's a white label honey.
That's right.
Unreleased remix version.
And then this should still be piping hot.
Oh, man.
My wife boiled some water while I was on my way home from work. So
my God.
it should be
Careful
plenty
with
hot.
that. We don't have any burn units around, so that is steaming.
Good.
Taylor, good work.
Oh, steep it, bitch.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Thank you guys so much.
That makes me happy. That's my favorite tea and honey combo. So when you said that, I was like, I got you, bud.
Yes.
Very nice.
There's some great local honeys. There's the Honey Couple out in Newport Richie. You can see them at most little markets and stuff. They do like a blueberry infused, a turmeric infused,
I like that.
cinnamon infused.
Turmeric in my tea is my jam.
Oh, dude,
it's so good.
So good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, they tell us. It's a couple of years from now. It's like turmeric will kill you.
Hopefully, I'll be dead by then.
The turmeric tumor is coming soon, folks.
Now, I'm actually going to join you in having tea and honey.
Oh, I'm the only drinker on the show today.
What the hell, dude? You got a problem.
I'm going to
that's
put
true.
I'm
Not my
going to
first
put
time.
a little sniff of bourbon in.
Hot toddy.
You don't have to drink alone like George Thorogood.
That's right. So while I prepare this,
Yep.
why don't you give us some background on how you got involved in radio?
Yeah. How'd you get your foot in the door? What was the start?
So I've listened to radio since I was a little kid. My mom used to have the radio on where we grew up in Framingham, Massachusetts, and I remember just like hearing these disembodied voices. I didn't know the word disembodied yet. Coming out of nowhere, and I was fascinated that these people were introducing songs and making little jokes. So I would love to say that like lit a spark in me, but to be honest with you, it's been a very accidental journey making it in radio. I was a big Stern fan because who wasn't?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My grandparents lived in Larchmont, New York, so I would flip around on their radio, and one day I heard this guy call somebody a dickhead. Can I say dickhead on your podcast?
You can say anything you want. You can say worse.
Okay. Oh, a glistening dip.
You can.
I got to watch myself.
Earmuffs.
So I heard Stern say that word as like a 12, 13-year-old, and I'm like,
it's the coolest word you can hear.
My God, it really is. And so, again, I'd love to say a spark went up, but it did not. I never thought you could make a living doing this.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite sure you can. And I was on a really good track for hospitality management. I've loved working in restaurants ever since I was like 15.
Okay.
I was the assistant food and beverage director at the Holiday Inn by the Orlando Airport.
Cool.
Wearing a suit and tie on salary for 60 hours a week
you can
at
make
least.
a damn good living doing it.
And I thought I was going to until I started volunteering at Rollins College radio station. And it was a fucking blast in Winter Park, Florida, just outside Orlando.
Yeah.
Famous alumni include Norman Bates. I'm sorry, not Norman Bates, the guy who played Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins, and Fred Rogers.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Who was not a Marine sniper, contrary to urban legend.
I did read that on somewhere.
As much as we would love him to be.
It would be so great. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but not you. Can you say headshot? I knew that you could. So I was volunteering there, but still, I didn't think like it was going to lead to anything. It was just something fun to do. I remember I was going to UCF and driving home from my girlfriend's house at the time, and they aired this PSA that said, "We need community volunteers where our students go on vacation." So like, oh, that sounds like it'd be a hoot. Sure, why not?
Right.
Went in there and read into a tape recorder. Like, sure, you got a Thursday morning show playing alternative music, and like you're not, there's like nobody telling you what to play, so you get to play your own shit, and you're just pulling out stuff with bands you don't even write. Shudder to think, okay, Fugazi, eh?
Yeah.
And so I did that for like 2 years, and then one day I'm working, and the phone rang. And there's this guy on the other line. He says, "It's Drew." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "My name is Rich Berner. I'm with Real Radio 104.1, which is the Orlando version of The Bone, kind of." And my all-time favorite radio personality, Jim Phillips, did Afternoon Drive there.
Cool.
And I was a huge fan of his show. Used to call it all the time. And he mentioned he worked there, and I was 100% sure it was a friend of mine fucking with me. I'm like, there's just no way.
Sure it is. Fuck you.
Right. So I'm like, prove it. And he's like, "What do you mean prove it?" I said, I don't believe you. He said, "I'm calling to offer you a job. Are you trying to talk me out of it before I even offer you?" I'm like, maybe. And so he was like, "I'm the voice of Vinny on Snack Time." I'm like, "Do the voice." He's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Oh, it's really you."
Yeah.
So,
open mouth, insert foot.
Well, yeah. And so he said they were starting to play alternative music on the weekends. They had talk all week, and would I like to do a Saturday and a Sunday night shift? I'm like, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
And he's like, "And we'll pay you whatever minimum wage was at the time." Like,
give you a handful of candy and a soda. Yeah.
Dude, exactly. Sure. Where do I sign up? Give hand jobs to bums underneath the bridge? Yes, please. And so that was just a nice perk.
Yeah. They didn't ask you to do that.
Right, I just did it.
That was on me.
I go above and beyond.
God forbid you have a hobby. Jesus.
Right. So I started doing that, and I was doing both Monday through Friday, working at the Holiday Inn, and then Saturday and Sunday night. So no days off, but Saturday and Sunday night playing music in an actual radio studio. People would call and shit, and I'm like, this is amazing. So in February of '95, this dude Ed Till needed a producer. I don't know if you guys have seen the Oliver Stone film Talk Radio.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the epitome of Gary Champlain in that movie. Just your shock jock. Like, if you put your kids in daycare, you are a failure of a parent. And this madman went through producers like crazy.
I bet.
And so a position opened, and they were like, "Would you like to be a producer for him? Like, what does it pay?"
That's amazing.
Like, gave me the number, and it was like a third of what I was making at the Holiday Inn. But I'm like,
but it's more fun.
Money,
No tie involved.
enjoyment, no tie, no bossing around old ladies in a restaurant. And so I was like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And immediately I thought I had made the biggest mistake of my entire life because Ed, well, like as bombastic as he was on the air, he was 10 times worse off the air, like a fucking total maniac.
I can picture him picking you up in a Camaro going, "Get in, man, shut up."
Dude, you have no idea how close you are. It was actually a Pontiac Fiero. I shit you not.
Yes.
It was a Pontiac Fiero, a black one. You were so close. And same feel, same vibe.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so he would yell at me on the air, and I wasn't allowed to talk on the air. So it was a one-sided, like, "You idiot." Blah, blah, blah. And then they're thinking, what an idiot this guy must be.
Yeah.
And so he shared an office with Jim Phillips, and I had worked there for like 8 months and not said one word to Jim because he was my radio idol, and I knew he was a bit surly, curmudgeonly, and I didn't want to piss him off or anything. So I just sit there silently. And one day after Ed just gave me the most beratement, this awful shit, I'm sitting at my desk hating my life, and I hear Jim go, "That Ed's kind of an asshole, isn't he?" And I just look, and like stream of consciousness blurting, just like, "Oh my God, Mr. Phillips, I'm the biggest fan of yours. I used to call you all the time. And oh my God, I wanted to get into radio, and your old producer, John Alexander, he was going to help me, but he died. And oh, so sorry I mentioned that. Oh my God." So long story short, too late. He offered me a position on his show, sitting in a newsroom, making jokes and shit.
Nice.
And that was like 96. And then I realized, like, I think I might want to host my own show. Like, I like being on somebody else's, being the wacky guy who makes the jokes and shit and plays sound effects, but like, maybe I'd like to have my own voice.
Yeah.
And so in order to give me, this is a great crash course on radio, in order to give me a full-time position, they had to fire the senior producer who had been there for like 10 years and give me his job. None of his pay, none of his any benefit, but like just his job.
Mostly they just wanted to get somebody cheap.
Precisely. And they did.
And this poor schlepp's just coming into work like, doop, 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 doop.
I'll take it. And so I started doing his job. Like, I had to do promos for all the other shows on reel to reel, like find 30 seconds of usable material for every show, edit it myself on reel to reel. It was hell.
That's wild.
And I was working like 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then the overnight guy went on vacation, and I always want less work for myself.
Yeah, of
and
course.
so I went to the program
Makes sense.
director, and I'm like, why are we going to play a replay in the middle of the night when I could just go in there and do the show live? And he's like, absolutely fucking not. And I said, okay. And so I went to Jim. I said, I got to do all this work, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, you don't. And he went to the program director. He's like, I think he's ready for his own show. So in 1997, they said, you've got your own talk show. You'll be doing midnight to 6, 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, with no training, no experience,
Midnight
And this is the 90s.
Midnight to 6. That was 1997. Yeah. And so I did it. I mean, the only way to learn how to do it is to do it.
Right.
So you talk to a lot of truckers.
Yeah.
And thank God for them. They are the backbone of industry in America.
Yep.
And then a lot of restaurant employees, a lot of bartenders getting off work
A lot
at
of people
3 in the
very
morning.
high, I'm sure.
Which I loved. We can smell our own. And so it was fucking amazing. Like, I remember that very first week, just sitting there going, man, this could be my job. Like, I could never have to work a real job again.
Oh, you fell in love.
I did. I found my purpose. And I did overnights for like a year and a half, pulled huge ratings, but that's really nothing to brag about, because what the fuck else is anybody going to listen to at 3 in the morning? We had Stern in the morning too. So it was like Stern in the morning, Till, like, it was a great lineup. And then Ed Till went and got himself fired, and they had a lineup change, and they came to me and they said, would you like to do evenings 7 to midnight? And I'm like,
That's the big one.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'll do nights. And so I did that for about 10 years. I was at Real Radio from 94 to 2005. 2005, I got my ass fired. I was a...
Wait, we need that story.
Man, I was just an asshole. I was a very ungrateful...
I remember that.
I can look back, I can look back on it now and go,
We all, look, we've all had moments where we go, shit, I probably could have handled that better.
I've honestly been listening to you for decades.
Thank you, man.
I really have.
I appreciate that.
Well, I like to go into stuff blindly, so I for research purposes, I didn't listen to you for 30 years, so that's...
No, please, I love the noobs. And so they fired me over a situation that was just dumb on my part. I called out one of the other morning shows in the building. They had a pastor who was going on their show, and in the divorce proceedings, it turned out this dude had fleets of exotic vehicles, and like, I've always been so irked by people who use the name of the Lord to make their own fucking money. I think that's the grossest shit possible.
One of my favorite shows is The Righteous Gemstones.
Perfect. Just a perfect satire. And Baby Billy's the best.
Oh, he really is.
And so I got fired. I had been talking to a station across town to do mornings once Stern went to satellite radio, which he wasn't quite ready to do yet. So I called them and I'm like, And I had a non-compete, which everybody in radio does. I've still got one. If I get fired, even if it's for nothing I did, I can't work in this market with my name and my voice for another year.
Not even a podcast or anything?
I could do a podcast.
Well, we need a third host. No,
well, here I am, boys. I'm going to get myself fired tomorrow, I'm sure.
We don't pay.
I think I'll stick with the day job for now. I'm doing okay.
For now.
Doing all right. So I went to do mornings on Rock 105.9, an alternative rock station, in 2005, and did that for 3 years. But they always said you don't want to be the guy after Stern. You want to be the guy after Stern, which is very true, because as great as I thought I might have been at the time, I was certainly no Howard Stern, and the audience definitely backed that up.
Man?
No, only Howard Stern.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though now he's a shell of his former self.
Well, of course. Well, how long can you do it? He's been forever.
Exactly. And so I was out of radio in 2008. They flipped the format. They fired everyone at the same time, called us all into a conference room. Our dreams were over. I thought I was done with radio forever. ever. I was like, I'll never be able to crack a mic again. I got to find a real job.
Wow.
I'll never want to give this industry my heart again because I gave it my life and it gave me nothing back except heartbreak.
Well, at this point, you're over a decade in.
Exactly. And I had a young son at the time. He was 2 years old in 2005. So in 2008, he was like 5, 6.
Yeah.
And I had to find a real job. I have no pride in my life. I take pride in things, but I went to wait tables literally the day after they fired me. I needed money coming in. You know what I mean? Even with the severance check, you got a kid and they cost money.
I'm the same way, man. Right into it.
Boom. So, and there were people like, hey, aren't you, do I recognize your voice? I'm like, no, but let me tell you about today's specials. I was a morning show host. Now I'm your fucking waiter. All right.
That's
listen
funny.
up. And so after a couple of weeks
the whole morning zoo routine as a waiter.
And our specials today.
I will check weather and traffic at 5, but right now let me tell you about our delicious sea bass. Hey, what do you think about that, Lunch Pail Joe? Oh man, that sea bass is out of control. And so,
fucking hang me.
Oh, dude, I died a small death every day. So I figured, I got to find, this is not sustainable. I got to find a real job.
Yeah.
Called a buddy of mine who worked for the Orlando Magic. He'd been with them since '89 when they started. He was vice president.
Cool.
I said, I've been a Magic fan since then. What do you envision? He's like, well, we don't have anything in broadcasting. I said, I don't ever want to work in broadcasting again. He said, what do you think about ticket sales? I was like the fucking guy who sits in the window and like, hey, one. He's like, no. You'd be prospecting businesses and selling season ticket packages and shit. I'm like, oh, all right, smiling and dialing.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, sure. So I did that, and I found out that sales is definitely not for me.
No,
it is a business based on rejection. It will crush your fucking soul. There are people who are cut out to do it. I am not one of those people, guys. And so we were fortunate enough to go to the NBA Finals while I was there, so we made a lot of money.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, until we didn't. Until the next year, we didn't go to the finals.
Shaq left, and it was like,
Oh, dude, well, it was Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard,
I know I look that old, but I was a Magic fan when there was Shaq.
Yeah.
And so out of nowhere, 3 years into the Magic, I get an email. I had been going on. This is so funny. Bubba the Love Sponge.
I know Bubba.
Yeah. Who
doesn't know Bubba?
So Bubba had started this internet radio thing called Radio I.O. It was like a subscription
that.
service.
Yeah.
Drop the tray, kid.
Yeah.
And so, Power Pig on Birdie.
Power Pig low. Power Pig low.
Yep. Exactly. So
I just rushed back into my face.
I am a true companion. Like I am born and raised here. I listened. Man, I've listened to such a radio freak growing up.
Once you said Power Pig, I could smell my mom's cigarettes. I was like, that was way back then. Yeah.
And so Bubba started this Radio I.O. thing, and I knew Spice. He had come to a couple of our Orlando radio events.
I remember Spice.
Yeah, he reached out and said, would you like to do a free show on Bubba's Radio I.O. twice a week? You drive from Orlando to Tampa, sit in Bubba's studio, which to me, for a titan like that, to sit at his board and to see all his sticky notes and shit.
He put a lot of money in the
studio.
studio,
He really did. He really did. And so that was cool, but it was like make believe radio because you're not broadcasting anywhere but the Bubba Army types.
Yeah.
Some would call them dirtfoot morons, but certainly not me, boys.
That was a nice play. Big sip too.
Not me, a huge sip. And so I'd been doing that for a couple of months, and I get an email from a guy I knew from Orlando radio. His name was Shark, not his real name, obviously. And the email.
Say that's very unfortunate, but great for his career.
Exactly.
His mom knew right away. Huh? Yeah.
And it said, I've been hearing your voice and Bubba talking about you. You ever have interest in getting back into radio? And I was still very, very trepidatious about it. I'm like, I don't know, man. I gave
you had your heart broken.
I did. And once you get your heart broken, it's tough to throw yourself back into it. But I thought about it. I met with them, and then I met with his boss. They were looking for a morning show host for 97X's Morning X, Fisher, who had been doing with Fisher and Boy, who's Seth. I'll just be honest with you. Fisher had enough of Seth's shit and wanted to go to afternoons instead of mornings, and they needed a host. I should have probably seen that as a red flag that this cat Seth might not be the easiest cat in the world to work with.
If this guy's running, then
But when you got the opportunity to go back to radio and you get your heart into it, I was like, sure, I could do that. Had to make a very difficult family decision because my wife at the time and my son were in Orlando. I was in Tampa. I had an apartment, but we couldn't sell our house, so I was driving home on that lovely I-4. Like
nobody likes that.
3 days a week,
especially that time,
dude.
Too. That time period, it was fucking atrocious. Are you
The
talking
worst.
like minimum 3 hours?
I mean, it's still the same shit.
The worst. And we lived on the other side of Orlando, so like towards Altamont Springs. So you're driving through Orlando. And so I would drive home 2-3 days a week, put my son to bed. That'd be like 9. I'd get back to Tampa 11:30 if I was lucky. Wake up at 3, do the morning show. I was losing my fucking mind.
I had no idea you were doing that.
Oh, it was brutal. And then my house sold, and so we moved. If looking back at it, the responsible decision would have been, because our marriage sucked at the time. I mean, it was one of those situations
it's got to
where
be draining on not just you but her.
Oh, it was, and we were already in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, so this didn't help.
It did not help, and I should have just said, "Hey, you guys live but nobody wants to break up a family with a young son, so you want to make it work."
Right.
Tried to make it work, didn't work, but they moved over here with me in 2012, and then we moved to West Chase. I still live there for no reason. We moved there for the schools. My son graduated USF already, but I hate moving. So like every year I'm just like, fuck it.
Well, anybody who's listened to this program that knows I lived in West Chase for a whole year and I was crawling back to Ybor City. I couldn't take it.
Oh, dude.
There's only so much Burger King I can eat.
Suburbia sucks.
There'd be no way I could do it.
No, it's awful. I'll move soon, I swear. And so, so I came over here, did that. I was on the Morning X for a year and a half or so. And then they came to me. They knew my background was talk radio, and they said, "Hey, we're thinking about starting up this talk station, 102.5 The Bone. We're gonna let Cowhead stop playing music in the afternoon because he hated it. We're gonna have Bubba just be Bubba, and then you do like 10 to after Bubba to noon." And I was like, "Great." And they said, "So what would your niche be?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They said, "What's your niche?" I'm like, I don't have a niche. I'm just a dude. I talk. They said, well, no, Bubba's got his thing. Cowhead's got his thing.
Yeah, he has people kill pigs online.
Exactly.
On air,
like he tases strippers in their labia. Do you think you could do that?
Right.
And so,
do you have anything?
Not opposed to that. But
I don't have a taser on me. But
right. I could.
Do you provide your own taser?
Right.
Or
will milk be provided?
Yeah, milk.
And so I had to think about it because they were bringing in the Billy Madison show, and they were one of those like radio jackass, like tasing people, all that shit. And I'm like, I don't fit in here. So I was like, well, what could my niche be? I'm like, I'm pretty good at being an acerbic smartass and getting into it with callers. Why don't we design the show around that and call it In Your Face with Drew Garabo? And they're like, oh my God, we love it.
Nice.
And so
that was one of my favorite shows.
Dude, it was
for the longest time.
It was like performance art because every day I would try to find the most extreme, ridiculous opinions. I remember one of the first shows I did was if you don't watch the NBA, you're racist. And man, I tell you, it is just fucking chumming the waters with these idiot sharks.
Yeah, literally.
Man, what the fuck you mean, man? I just prefer NASCAR. That's all, man.
You want to talk about original trolling, man?
Oh, it was great.
Way before Facebook.
I was
juicy,
a troll to the nth degree, man.
I can't tell you how many times I probably called into that show.
No shit. I'm so sorry.
That's amazing.
I probably said horrible things to you.
No, because I've always had that same kind of perspective on things, and I recognize real. I know when people are just chumming the water.
Yeah.
And so you would not be alone of places that I called to just goad.
Yeah.
And just come in and man, you're fuck right, racist.
I love that.
And just
throw another log on the fire.
Because I was one, man, I plagued every public access show that they call in.
I love that shit. I would try to curse on every radio. If I found out there was a live broadcast somewhere, I'm like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'd like to talk about redistricting and reapportionment, and could you please suck my fucking nut?
It was the best, man.
The unreal.
That's great.
Before the era of phone screening and delays and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Keep that cough button close.
Right. Oh, dude, I have a huge red dumb button that sits right next to me.
Yeah.
You can see it on the Mia Khalifa clip, for which I got a little bit of virality for
I'm gonna
that
pretend
one.
like I don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's a politician.
Well, sports expert, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well, that's why we had her on. And that's why she cussed me out, because I mentioned that she happened to work in adult film, and she didn't like that very much. So she goes, let me tell you something. You better do your fucking research before I come on your shitty radio show. And I'm like...
Yeah, well, I wasn't looking for your fantasy football team for sure.
Yeah. So who do you like in the coming out of the East in the NBA this year, Mia?
See, I thought she was a documentarian.
She kind of is. She's more of a cockumentarian, if you will. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Try the veal.
Yeah. Tip the waitress. Yeah.
Exactly. So I did that, and for people like you who saw through it, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But the other 99%, they hated me. Like, what an asshole. And like, I've always prioritized charity work. I always try to be a good steward of the community and stuff. And that didn't quite gel with the radio persona that I was doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, and
people don't realize it's a fucking persona.
they did not
it's
realize
a character.
that.
It's like, you know, same thing with actors.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you see an actor, like, I know that he's an absolute fucking sweetheart, but if I ever meet him, I never will, but if I ever do, I will be absolutely terrified of Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Because he
no
ate
question.
people's faces.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In real life.
The guy's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah,
But I know he's a sweetheart.
Oh,
but
yeah. He'd invite you to dinner and go, would you like a plate of fava beans and a nice candy?
If I met Christoph Waltz, I wouldn't assume he's a Nazi. Just so you know.
I would.
Well, maybe, yeah.
He did a
does
little
play it
too
really well.
Dude, he is such a fucking great actor.
Oh, he's amazing.
But yeah, I think a lot of people, they conflate the two a lot.
Correct.
And so when they meet you, you know, this is how you're on the air. So that's how it has to be how.
Well,
he
that's
is
how
in
they
real
know
life.
you.
They're just-
They've never seen you at Publix.
Yeah.
They only know you from this radio that they're stuck in traffic and hearing you talk shit and they're going, I hate this guy.
Oh, they're such an asshole.
Yeah.
And I had to fight against that because you'd meet someone out, someone, they're like, God, you're a fucking dick. I'm like, thank you very much. I
This is my
appreciate you
child's,
listening to the show.
I'm at my child's play right now, so please.
Exactly. Could you pipe down, please? My son's Oliver Twist
fuck you, yeah.
up there.
He's getting baptized.
The moil is snipping the foreskin, for fuck's sake. What's wrong with you?
With his teeth.
And so it kind of ran its course. It had a very short shelf life.
Yeah.
And right then we had some people who wanted to be part of an ensemble cast. So they were like, what if we called it, like, instead of Saturday Night Live, Drew Garabo Live? I'm like, I hate it.
Yeah.
And they said, good, we're going to stick with that. And so that was like about 2014, 2015. And it's been Drew Garabo Live ever since.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. And some consistency is good.
Right.
People have changed.
Shit, 10 years of consistency.
Dude, I know. And you know, I've worked with really great people, some assholes, and now it's just me and this dude Maurice, because he was doing the night show on our station, and because radio is radio, they said we're not going to pay for a night person anymore, and the lineup got jumbled January 2025, and I've been with him since, and there's my fucking
Maurice.
story.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like
he's
Maurice.
great. He's great.
He's
He was
great to
Malibu
listen to.
Mo on the Ron and Ron show.
No shit.
He was.
I had no idea.
Yep. And Billy the Phone Freak is still setting up interviews for me.
Really?
Dude, the best interviews. Like, he's got me Paul Stanley from Kiss. He's got me like fucking Steve Vai tomorrow. Like, yeah. Oh,
Holy
dude,
shit.
Billy still has his Rolodex and gets the best fucking guests on the planet.
That's amazing.
Insane.
That'd be like having like Medicine Man in your corner. Yeah.
Let's not get crazy. I do see him at just about every concert. At least he no longer leaves me voicemails. I would come into work and be like,
hey, man.
hey, Drew Garabo. He thought it was funny because I'm Jewish.
Yeah. Well, very clever.
Hey, Drew Garabo. This is what it sounds like when I take a shit. And I'm like,
my
genius.
God.
Thank you. Well, we should give you more concert tickets and enable you.
Dude's wild.
He's something. What a cast
believe
of
he's still
characters.
around.
He is, dude. 60-something years old, if not 70. Wearing all black, riding his bike through Holiday and Trinity and going to every concert he can for free.
I think he's been 60, almost 70 my entire fucking life.
Yeah. He is a specimen, and he will outlast us all.
Yeah,
he is like a
That's how the
cockroach.
world works. You know,
Yeah,
you're like, this
it
guy's
is.
going to die in a minute, and he lives to be 150.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Rocking out of the worst
Fucking
shows.
G, right? I know. Like, hey, I got tickets to Hinder. Cool. At OCC Roadhouse.
You
like
Trapped?
Oh my god. Hey, Fuel is coming to the crossfade.
You know, oh my God, my kid, he just turned 14 and he's going through that phase. And it's
Yeah,
funny because
sure.
everything's so cyclic and like 90s are coming back.
Oh, yeah.
They really are.
Hell, the 2000s are coming back
Yeah.
now.
I can't believe that's retro.
I know, it's weird.
Everything in me to not start wearing cargo shorts again, but I will not. They're
Checking how many
not
pockets
pocket.
you
Dude,
have
they're
real
so
quick,
useful.
yeah.
But
I was going to say, I'm counting pockets over there, Taylor.
But I think when my kid was like 12 or something, you know, he's like getting in like Slipknot and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, man.
Hell
We
yeah.
had to get him tickets to the show, and it was like,
Wow, I can't imagine they're still got the same energy.
oh my God. It wasn't even Slipknot played. It was like Puddle of Mud.
Okay, yeah.
I believe Crossfade or something like that. Who's the band that does a big truck song? They were there.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. It was so bad. And he loved it, and that's all that
you know
mattered.
what? Yeah, there you go.
And I
Keep
sat
him happy.
behind him so he couldn't see how disappointed I was
I know.
the entire time.
That's me when my son started listening to Tyler, the Creator. I'm like, in my day, rappers said something.
Yeah, right.
No, your day
It
sucked.
was a story, man.
Yeah, dude. There were actually lyrics, and he's like,
Oh, the mumble rap thing is, as somebody who grew up with like Nas and Jay-Z and Biggie
Preach.
and all that, it's like, man, I can't listen to the mumble rap
dude,
at
it's
all.
insane. And thank God for Kendrick Lamar and
like Kendrick,
nobody
yeah.
else.
Right. Yeah,
Because
that's
there's
it. Yeah.
no one else in the rap game doing it. Just
right.
Kendrick.
Now, with your long tenure that you've had now with the Bone, I know you had to take a hiatus because you kicked the shit out of cancer, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Whoa, congratulations,
thank
man.
you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was a crazy time. I had just gotten off COVID, which I caught at the Stanley Cup final clinching game, super spreader event.
Yeah.
I had my
Who gave it to you,
birthday.
Massey?
Right? He did. We Frenched out. I'm like, I know you Russians hate this. We don't like the gay. Please back off of me.
He's just wiping his nose on his sleeve.
We're like, hey, lightning, and so in September, October of that year, my girlfriend had gone for a breast cancer screening, and I had thought like I'd had a bicycling accident, like I had twisted my nut or something, and I'm like, but it wasn't getting any better, and I'm like, all right, I better get this fucking checked out because we're guys, we don't want to go to the doctor,
No.
never. And so I went, and the urologist juggled my nuts, and he's like, yeah, no, we got an issue here. We're gonna get you an ultrasound. Get the ultrasound. I'm looking in the lady's eyes, trying to read her face. Like, is she concerned? What's she thinking? She sees all these
She's
nuts
stone
every
cold,
day.
though,
She
yeah.
know stone cold iced me, and I'm like,
Just
all
kept
right.
sniffing her fingers the
Yeah,
whole time.
I love you, Drew Garabo. I'm your biggest fan.
Turns out it's just some caller that snuck in.
Weird. My pictures ended up on social media, but just my nut. It was awkward. And so I was diagnosed pretty quickly, and they were like, "You're going to be cancer free by Christmas. We're going to do one round of chemo, testicular cancer. If you have to get a cancer, I do recommend testicular.
Okay.
You will have to sacrifice
that
a
in
nut
mind.
to the cancer gods, but
fine.
I got a prosthetic. Could be just fine.
Take both of them, man.
No, dude, you don't want to do
Mine
that.
are such a pain in the ass.
No. You want one around with the synthetic roommate.
Exactly. It's like having brothers. Like, okay, I can pick and choose which one I like better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you don't get to pick the nut though.
Yeah,
and so they were like, "Yeah, real simple, no worries. You're going to be cancer free by Christmas."
That's
and
good.
Hell yeah.
I was not.
shit.
Spoiler alert.
Little twist and turn. They
Twisted your nuts, you said?
They did. Yes, they did the first round of chemo, and it was ineffective. I had an affected lymph node in my neck and then one in my abdomen, and they grew during chemo, which was kind of scary. It's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
No, me either. And so they assemble a tumor board, which means a whole bunch of oncologists and physicians and experts look at your shit, and they call me and they're like, "We don't know what's going on."
That's what you like to hear from your experts.
Precise. Very
we have
comforting.
no clue. We're going to name this Drew
Extremely
Garabo.
comforting.
by the
Right,
way.
yeah. The bad news is we have no idea and you're going to die. The good news is there's going to be Drew Garabo cancer.
You
from
will
now
be
on.
remembered.
Wait, what? I'm going to die?
Cancer on air and in real life.
Exactly. I'm glad someone said it. I was thinking
Damn.
it. It was out
That was a
there.
nice play.
I was thinking it. Cheers.
Yeah.
And so they outlined this treatment plan where I was going to go to the leading testicular cancer institute in America, which is up in Indiana University.
Okay.
And I was doing telehealth with them in the height of COVID, and they're like,
Right,
"Yeah,
you
we're
can't
gonna
even be
fly you up here,
face-to-face.
right?
Yeah.
We're gonna fly you up here in the height of COVID, where you know no one. In the wintertime, it's fucking cold.
Yeah, love that.
I'm like, oh,
talk about
great.
shrinking your balls. There
Right,
you go,
right.
there.
Meanwhile, we're gonna and to do that, we're gonna give you super high dose chemotherapy and bone marrow transplant. And so I'm trying to take all this in, and then he just happened to mention at the very end of it, yeah, you guys have Moffitt there in Tampa. They do the same procedure, and I'm like, Negro,
coulda
you could have
drove.
told me that to the, and so
I could have taken the bus.
Right. So I was like, did you say Moffitt Cancer Center? He said, yeah, but we're the leading institute. I go, yeah, bye. Click.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Right.
so I went to Moffitt, and sure enough, they're like, yeah, we have a really good BMT, bone marrow transplant program. We'll get you into it. Set the date for it. No problem. Great. We're good. So I was like, cool. Everything's smooth sailing. It was not. I know there are a lot of twists and turns here. One night I wake up with like the type of pain that you feel like an appendix burst, like something's really fucking wrong, like emergency room pain. So I go to the emergency room at Meese Countryside on McMullen Booth, and I'll never forget the poor look on this face. This young dude who's the overnight doctor there comes in, looks at me and my girlfriend. He goes, "You have a 13 centimeter tumor in your abdomen, and it's pressing against some major organs." And I'm like, "Oh," he said, "I see here that you've registered at Moffitt. Did you know that they have a 24-hour care department?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, they do. I didn't tell you that.
There now.
Go there right now." So I went there, and they gave me this round of emergency chemo.
Really?
Shrunk the tumor. But you know, the worst part about the treatment for cancer is the side effects are as bad, if not worse, than the disease itself. It's fucking hell. Like,
I have friends that have like, if I get it back, I'm not doing it again.
I can safely say I will not do chemotherapy again. It is the worst fucking experience, and I've done it 4 times now because I got through that one. Then my body stopped retaining sodium, so they kept me in the hospital on these sodium pills. I was pouring salt on all the shitty hospital food, which is okay at Moffitt, but it's still hospital food. And they kept me in there for like 11 days, and I was just about to lose my shit. And I'm begging them to discharge me, and we're arguing over like 0.2 of sodium level. They finally let me go. And then they scheduled the bone marrow transplant, plural, because I had to have 2 of them.
Yeah.
So they take your stem cells and they store them, and then they bring you to the brink of death with super high dose chemo, platinum based chemo with side effects that I still suffer with. The reason I'm wearing open toed shoes, which I used to think gentlemen did not do.
I'm with you.
But unfortunately, I have neuropathy in my feet. Right. So it's total dead nerves in my feet. Like it feels like I always have like pins and needles, and so I can't wear socks. It's so fucking burning. I suffered like a 40% hearing loss. I have tinnitus, so it's always ringing like nonstop.
That's me.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I've got cicadas 24/7.
Yeah, dude, exactly. So you know, if you don't think about it, it's fine. But man, if you're laying in bed and you start thinking about it, you're like, this is deafening. So I was very fortunate in that I produced enough stem cells myself, so I did what's called an autologous transplant as opposed to an allogenic transplant. Allogenic means you take someone else's stem cells. Your body doesn't want that, so your body develops all of these fucking awful conditions. It does. It's like, no, get the shit out. So again, long story short, I did 2 separate stays at Moffitt, one for each bone marrow transplant, a month apart. That was July and August or September of 2022. And I thought I was going to fucking die, guys. There's just no other way to say it.
At that point, you got to you look and go, this is it. Start talking to God and go, I'll see you there.
Yeah, precisely. I had texted my brother-in-law with like, he's a lawyer, like final shit. And
prepare it.
because like you develop a gut infection because your immunity, you have no platelets, no white blood cells. If you scratch your finger, you'll bleed to death. And so I just didn't want to do it anymore. Every morning I woke up, I wasn't getting any better. And I was just like, I can't do it. And my girlfriend was right there by my side. She wouldn't let me give up. She's like, you know, you've got Xander, my son, to live for. You've got me to live for. You've got this job. People relying on you, blah, blah, blah. And got my head into it.
Besides, you'd break some real big hearts. I mean, there are fans.
There are a couple, I guess. That's what I found through that whole thing. There are also people who said that I deserved it because of his dick on the radio. It comes with the territory.
He made me upset one time.
That's exactly it. He hung up on me, so he should die.
Don't read Reddit.
No. Never read the comment section. Don't do it. Don't do it. And so I got out of there in late 2022. And I had to do the show from home for a while. I was trying to do the show when I did outpatient chemo.
Yeah, but that's got
you get chemo brain, and it's fucking terrible. And I was taking a lot of gummies to help with like nausea and appetizers. Those shows were the worst I've ever fucking done. I guess I have an excuse because I was dying, and so I have no excuse now.
Somewhat
when I do
of an
shitty
excuse.
shows.
I was gonna say, what's the issue now?
I'm dying. Still dying. We're all dying for the moment we're born. Yep. And so I did a couple scans, got a clean bill of health. And man, I mean, like literally every morning.
Though.
Thank you very much. Every morning I wake up and I just can't fucking believe I'm alive. I express gratitude to the universe for keeping me here.
So which nut did you keep?
I kept the right nut. The
Okay,
left
that's a
nut
good
is
one.
synthetic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The right one's a good one.
Yeah, I like him. Righty, I've always been
Right-handed,
fond of him.
left-handed?
I am right-handed.
Okay, see, there you go.
But I feel like this is karmic payback because I can't tell you the number of times I've been like, man, I would give my left nut for a fucking glass of water right now. I would give my left nut
For the most menial
pizza.
things.
I would give God was like, you'll give your left nut for cancer and you'll like it, motherfucker. That's how God talks.
So
Yeah,
when you picked out the prosthetic, did they have like a tray of like various ones? You're like, ooh,
Tell me the truth. Did you get a black one?
let's go a little bigger.
I hope it's black. I feel like it's black.
Let's go larger.
But no, in fact, because I asked the guy, I'm like, do most people get a prosthetic? And he's like, yeah, it's 50-50. He's like, if you like symmetry, you can do it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like to feel two down there, even though you can kind of feel one's fake. So I got that. It's a simple operation.
It's all about balance. I mean,
it is.
Do you ride a bicycle?
Not anymore. No,
Yeah,
I do. I do. I enjoy it. Riding through the streets of West Chase.
Hey.
So yeah, and along the way, it was just such a twisted journey. There were so many highs, so many lows.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
It is.
But
It was.
Hey, man, here you are.
Here I am. And the irony of it all is that I had been volunteering for Apple a Day, which was a program designed to give electronics to kids who are going through chemotherapy.
Oh, that's cool.
I had been doing that for like 5 years
Amazing,
before
man.
all this.
Well, yeah.
So I, being in those hospitals with those kids,
I wanted to get into that.
That's
that seems
great,
like a
man.
really cool program.
It was amazing. And then the founder, Jay Donovan, who did mornings on Hot 101.5, she took a job with Apple. And they are very protective of their brand, so much so that they didn't want a charity designed to give kids iPads using their name, Apple.
That's pretty shitty.
No more Apple a day. That's the bad news.
Whoa.
The good news is that for the last 6 to 9 months,
Hide your laptop.
I still use a MacBook. They make great products. There's my iPhone. And so one of the families I met during Apple a Day, the Nichols family, they lost little Baylor. She had a very aggressive cancer. We had brought her an iPad, and we knew at the time the prognosis was grim. Yeah. And I got to know the family. They're beautiful people. So one of the fellow Apple a Day volunteers and I started Bay for her Baylor. Bay It Forward. We're a 501c3.
Great.
We just got our website completed yesterday, and we're about to launch the whole thing.
About to say I didn't find that.
We haven't made it public
You got
yet.
a new donor
Man,
for
that's
sure.
cool.
Right now,
Thank you.
man.
Yeah. Achieva Credit Union's partnering with us. They gave us $5,000 to start.
Very cool.
And so we're going to do the same thing, just not limited to Apple products. We're going to visit kids at all Children's and Moffitt and everywhere and bring them electronics and shit. So
That's cool.
Well,
Good for
all
you,
those
man.
long days you had. Imagine being a kid where it's like, I wish I could run and jump, and I don't want to get too deep. And
No, you're exactly right. There is an innocence and a naivete that protects them from having the same dark thoughts we do, but they're a lot more confused because they don't know that word. But it's almost like you don't know what you don't know, which is great. But the fear of this nebulous word cancer, no kid should ever be in that position.
No, fuck no.
And so we want to bring comfort to them, and that's exactly what we'll do.
Man, that was good for you.
Good
That's
times.
great.
Yeah,
well,
right.
And I know you also are you vice president of the Tampa? Is it like a nationwide thing, and it's just a Tampa chapter of the Down syndrome?
No, so we're the Down Syndrome Association of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
My nephew Will, who's now 15, was born with Down syndrome, and it changed my sister and her husband's life.
I'll bet.
Like it was
challenging as
yeah, so many physical challenges. You have to, you have to get a para at school, and it's a very difficult situation.
I mean, as people who have kids, we all know how difficult it can be. As like a parent, we're like, I wish my kid was being like that. I mean, atypical. You take it for granted.
Yeah.
What can you say?
You really do until that enters your world, and then you don't.
And then you go, wow.
Yeah, and so I had always advocated for special needs groups, and unfortunately, in the industry I'm in and in the era we're in, so many edgelords love to use the R word to demean people.
Yeah, super cool guys.
Yeah, so cool. Like you could pick any other word, but no, you got to show how fucking cool and edgy you are by using it.
I'm glad it's getting exposed now.
Me too.
But the manosphere is slowly ruining the country, or at least the male side of it.
No question, and it's disgusting. It's almost like if you don't know that it hurts people's feelings, okay, you're ignorant. That's fine.
Right.
We can get through it. We can have a conversation.
Yeah. People
But
have
when
said it and not known.
Right. But when you now know,
you're doing it for fun.
right, and you don't want to tweak your language just that much and use any other word. And trust me, I know so many synonyms for idiot. You know what I mean?
Right,
like if you don't want to go
dude.
idiot, moron, dope. There's so many.
There's
but
a million of them.
People love that fucking word.
In the age of hey, how many clicks can I get? It's if people are engaging, and like you did it professionally on the radio, but you also didn't go that far. You know what I mean?
Never.
Yeah, exactly.
Never. But
it's a difference in an art and just some schmuck.
Correct. And I was an artistic schmuck. And so I would advocate against that word.
Right.
And then the president of the Down Syndrome Association gave me a community award at their gala a couple of years ago. And when I saw all these, it is so beautiful. That extra chromosome, I truly believe, gives them this superpower of like unconditional love, joy, beauty, the fun in life. All they want to do is hug and tell you what they ate and what they're about to eat. It's amazing.
Lights up the room.
Dude, if we were all like that, imagine the world we would live in with compassion, empathy, beauty, and all that shit. But we lack that chromosome, so we have cynicism, we have fucking doubt, we have evil, we have malice.
Right, don't call me out.
I'm sorry. We all of us do. Yeah. And so they gave me the award, and once I witnessed what was going on there, I was like, hey man, I want to be involved with what you guys do. He's like, what if we made you vice president? I said, what would I have to do? And he said, pretty much attend board meetings. I'm like,
I don't want to do paperwork.
I don't want so I don't have to fill anything out.
Yeah.
And so I started doing Down to Bowl to raise money for the Down Syndrome Association. We just did our 5th one at Pin Chasers a couple of weeks ago.
Great.
We raised $36,000
Wow.
so that they can continue to provide free programs for these families and
Man,
stuff.
that's fucking cool.
It's my life's work.
That's a big
man.
relief for the parents. Man.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because the stress that the parents feel, where they're like, "How am I going to get this done and that done, and also still put food on the table?"
Right. And assimilation. You know what I mean? Those kids. A lot of them had never been around other kids with Down syndrome, so when they get to hang out with each other, it's special. The Lightning actually just today.
Yeah, that was
Brody.
just the other night. Yeah.
Yeah. They used on their social media one of the kids in the Down Syndrome Association in Tampa Bay, Brody, who has become this huge Lightning fan. Yeah. He's got to meet Braden Point and all these players, and like they put him on the jumbotron this week's game on Monday, and his mom didn't even tell him. He looked on the Lightning Vision, saw himself, and just started pumping and shit.
I saw that. Like, this is the kind of energy we need for playoffs, people.
Dude, that's exactly it. So,
but like Dan Orlovsky, did you see the thing with Dan Orlovsky? Oh my God, I cried like a baby.
Same.
I don't know, Taylor, if you saw it, but Dan Orlovsky, he's a pundit for ESPN. He had his son come on. His son draws like logos of the football teams, and his son came on and like there was like Eagles, this and that, and I mean he was crying on air because his son walked up to the camera and was like, I just want to say I love my mom, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm fucking tears,
dude. Yeah, and in fact, the greatest on-air moment I've ever had in my life was last week when I was filling in for John Senning, who's on before me, and my son, who's now 22 and about to drive across the country to take a corporate internship for a couple months, sat in with me, and he'd never really done it for that long before. He's dipped in and out when we're at Universal and shit, but he sat in with me for a couple hours, and we got to have this like thoroughly enriching conversation as adults, yet as father and son. And like people were asking about, because through the years we've talked about stuff that he's done on the air, and like people would ask about some of it, and his position has changed through the years because he now sees it through my eyes. What a freaking moment that was,
That's
man.
Crazy.
The best ever.
I saw your posting about that. It was really cool.
So great.
That was really, really cool.
Well, like, speaking of cross country stuff, radio broadcasting, you've been doing it since the 90s. I mean, has it ever brought you to some wild events? I mean, anything that's like, man, I'll never forget. I can't believe I'm in this room right now,
Yeah, a couple. The first one in Orlando, we did a trip. This is so insane that we did this. We did a trip to Hedonism in Jamaica, which is a swingers resort. Oh, boy. With listeners. And that was something.
I'm sure it's exactly what I'm picturing in my head.
I always tell people, because we go to Caliente, and like Caliente is nothing like what people think. Like it's just a cool pool where some people are naked, nothing
it's
going on in public.
It's more of a nudist thing, right?
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people in the lifestyle there, but like it's not out in the open and shit.
Right.
But hedonism in Jamaica, it was very much out in the open.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, and these are our listeners, so it's like, hey, big fan of your show. Oh, all right, well, thank you for listening.
Like right when you get off the plane?
Yeah, pretty much. As soon as you get beyond the gates with the guards with machine guns to keep the Jamaicans out. And so that was the first one.
Keep the Jamaicans
You got to, man. Oh, it's your country? Great.
Hold on, I had to land for a second. I got it.
And so after that, we did, I had an endorser, Sam Adams Beer, and they flew us up to the brewery up in Boston.
Yeah, cool.
Got all these guests.
That's really cool.
Gene Simmons, was sitting face to face and growing up a Kiss fan, fucking talking to him was was so cool. And then when I came to Tampa, we did 2 broadcasts back to back, St. Patrick's Day 2012 and 2013 in Dublin, Ireland at the Jameson Distillery.
God, that's amazing.
Jameson flew us over there, all expenses paid, hotel, airfare, every meal, all these weird Irish Jamesons that we don't even have over here and shit. So cool. That was pretty. I can't smell Jameson to this day without being, thinking about teenage Irish kids like on the street smoking cigarettes. We have no rules over here.
Ready to punch somebody right in the face.
That's exactly it. And so those are the big ones that we've done, which is really
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it did not suck.
Well, if you weren't in radio, like what the hell would you be doing? I mean, like I know you did some waiting of tables and all that, but would you really? Would we see you at the concierge desk at the Hotel Haya here in Ybor City, or
so? If radio went away
honestly,
now,
just hearing you right now, and I've heard you on the radio. I was lying about the thing, but I couldn't picture you in a corporate setting where they're like, "Hey, man, you're not allowed to talk to these people that way." You know,
that was a big adjustment when I went to work for the Orlando Magic because they have a very family organization.
You do have to keep it PG.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And it's funny because my boss's boss was Steve Griggs, who is now the Lightning CEO and president. So small world.
Yeah.
If radio went away, I would do a podcast and try and make it that way. I would have to find something in the creative space.
Right. I can tell you're a creative person. There's no way they could put you in a bush and
I couldn't. Or I would finally launch my career as a rapper. I really feel like
you want to freestyle here on the podcast?
Give me a beat and I'll do it. If there's a space for a 56-year-old rapper in this world.
Honestly, at this point, I have no idea what's coming next.
Same. Why not?
Why not? You'd probably be in a cabinet position. I might.
That'd be super. I think I'm overqualified.
Yeah.
But I would definitely do a podcast. I've got a buddy of mine who is my co-host in Orlando. He left radio on his own terms, which nobody ever does, to do a podcast.
He said, "Fuck this."
He did, and it's the Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. They're great in Orlando. Really big name. Over there.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
And so, but they are living the life that I am living in an alternate universe where I could just walk away from radio and do a podcast. Yeah. And they're so good at it that the radio station they walked away from now carries their a clean version of their podcast at night. Now the downside is, like you guys know, you got to do everything yourself. Like something breaks, you fix it. You got to go get advertisers, you do it. Healthcare, it's on you. All that shit. I have the luxury of working for a cozy corporation where they get, you get healthcare, you get benefits. I show up to a studio every day. If something's broken, there's an engineer there. The downside, you're working for big corporate America, but and I don't even know who owns us now. I know it's Apollo. I don't like to look into what they do and what they're all about. Because like when I work for our Clear Channel, which is now iHeart, you start looking at the company executives, you're going, these are the motherfuckers I'm making money for, huh? Right. Okay. Ignorance is bliss. So
is this guy building drones?
We had to cut back your pay. There's a situation in Iran.
I heard about that.
There's children we have to kill. So.
Right, exactly. These kids ain't going to kill themselves.
Right, on a less dark note. So you live in West Chase. You've been there a while. How long have you been in West Chase, by the way?
Jesus Christ, since 2012.
Jeez, I think they built West Chase in 2011. Eddie, did you ever get out to Ybor City, have some crazy nights out here? All right, tell me about it.
I've been coming to Ybor since early 90s. My first wife really dug the 7th Avenue shops and shit. I think there was
it used to be very bohemian.
Dude, it was. Really, really cool. I think there was a record store called like the Blue Note or something like that. And so we'd drive over from Orlando and check that out. And then we'd go to Guava Ween. Super cool. And then when the rave scene was really bumping in Orlando, late 90s, early
DJ
2000s.
Icy.
Oh, dude, Icy from
Orlando was popping.
Dude, Orlando was everything. Like you didn't need to leave.
And they had basement bars.
Fucking night. Oh yeah, dude.
Basement bars are cool.
Yep, every fucking night. You couldn't get away from it. It's like, all right, I'm done with ecstasy forever. Got a 10-pack. Okay. And then every DJ
let my cheeks grow back first.
Right, exactly. Still got shredded inside of my mouth.
If anybody has
grinding my teeth. But like every DJ in the world, Paul Oakenfold, fucking Sasha, like Rabbit in the Moon, they were all coming to Orlando. And then sometimes there would be something over here in Tampa, so we'd go to like Bootius Maximus was one place I remember, and we go to we go to Ybor, we'd hit Masquerade, and then make that awful drive because we didn't even think to get hotel rooms. I think we were probably young, and so we drive home on I-4.
Yeah, because you're like, who cares? I don't care. You're just grinding your cheeks.
Is that Auburndale? No, it's Auburn, Alabama. You you fucking idiot. And so we've been coming over for years, and now I love the Castle. I think it is probably the greatest nightclub currently open in the entire United States of America.
It's definitely one of the oldest ones. Definitely like top 10 or something.
It's the oldest one, at least I know, in Florida.
What was it, 92?
92.
Yeah.
I opened Guavaway night. 92.
Oh, wow. No shit.
That's fucking cool.
Oh, that is cool. And so Alan owns it, and he is married to my friend Jen from the Janitorchers.
I've talked to Alan about coming on here. Alan and Jen are both good friends of mine. And he, you know, Alan, he's just like, you don't want me.
Yeah, man. I don't have anything to say. I don't have any interesting stories. But let me tell you about the time I served in the Israeli National Guard.
Exactly.
Yeah, we went scalloping with them a couple of years ago. I'd never been scalloping. Dude, it was fucking great. Like, Jen was like, we're going scalloping. Have you ever been scalloping? I'm like, fuck no, I've never been scalloping.
Here I come.
People scallop?
Yeah, I grew up doing it.
Alan got a captain, and we go up to, Jesus, I don't even remember the part of Florida. It's up north of here, north of Pasco County and all that shit.
I used to do a Homosassa.
Yeah, it's right by there.
Yeah, probably Crystal River. Homosassa is really popular. Yeah.
And so we did that, and it was great. But Jen and I have known each other since I was at Rollins College radio station. That's where she went to school.
Yeah.
So we knew each other back in '92.
Yeah, the Janitorchers have been mentioned several times on this podcast, and I have not seen them live, but
you need to.
They rip.
Actually, this hotel we are sitting in right now, there is a suite that has exposed brick that is signed by a couple of bands, and the Janitorchers are one of those.
We're in Hotel Haya, by the way.
We are. Right now. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Should have mentioned that.
No, that's our bad for not mentioning.
Yeah, we should probably mention that. We usually do this at the Cuban Club, and tonight we had to make a quick audible and come to Hotel Haya, which thank them for letting us do it.
Nice default.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not bad.
So Jen invited me to the Castle like about 10, 11 years ago. I had never been, and as soon as I set foot inside, I'm like, this is
you're in love.
Fucking jam.
I've been a regular there for 25 years now.
Yeah, so great.
I worked there for years. My first marriage, Alan gifted me use of the building for the wedding. Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I rolled deep in the Castle. Yeah. And that's actually how I first reached out to him.
Really?
Because a friend of mine, I don't remember who now to save my life, was like, hey, do you know who Drew Garabo is? I was like, yeah, of course I know Drew. And he goes, you know, he uses your name.
Shut the fuck up.
When he calls an Uber to go to
that's
Castle.
Hilarious.
But I assume it was probably Tyler Durden that you're using. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. But I messaged him just out of the blue. I was like, I didn't know where. I'm like, hey, so I hear you use my name to get into Ybor. Like, like, what are you trying to pull a card here? You're right.
I saw the message. I was like, this guy uses the same fake name I do, but different. He's Taylor. I'm Tyler Durden.
A little different. Yeah. No, in my opinion, so we call this the E-Bermuda podcast because we feel like you get lost in Ybor City. I think the E-Bermuda triangle starts at the Castle, baby.
It does.
Yeah, man.
You know, after that, you can kind of make your way through, but that's where it all begins.
Well, mine starts and ends at the Castle because if I make my way up to 7th Avenue on a weekend, there's something desperately wrong in my fucking life. Well, I say that, but just last weekend we were going to meet some friends at the Castle. We had dinner down at the Landon in South Tampa, and so we were early. And
Nice
my girlfriend
place,
Sarah, dude, fucking amazing, amazing. And my girlfriend Sarah and I love karaoke, and so we were like, I think they still do karaoke at Double Decker. So hit the Double Decker for karaoke. Friends meet us there, and like we left at the perfect time because it's like 10:15. Ybor starting to Ybor. Get to the Castle, leave the Castle, and it's like midnight, and Ybor's really starting to Ybor, and we're like, let's go.
Time to go. That's usually how I am because I walk home, and so I'll usually come in and go to like King Corona for a cocktail and a cigar, and then walk down the Castle. And then I leave at about midnight or so. I'll be 47 this year.
Dude,
I don't really need to be out at 3 a.m.
So ain't nobody getting no younger.
Right. But then I walk home, you know, it's like a 10-minute walk home at midnight, and it's great, and I get to see all the assholes just disappear behind me.
Those are nice assholes to leave in your wake.
The noise fades a little bit, and you're like,
dude, the greatest thing about the Castle is that Asia, who works the back door, I could just fucking go up there. Me too. And now I just go up there, slide her $20, and she just gets us all wristbands and we're going because that fucking line, dude, is insane.
It's the cat's out of the bag.
It is. And the kids love the fucking place.
Really
that's the funny thing.
They do.
Because people think, oh, the Castle, it's all just a bunch of old goths. No,
it's a 22-year-olds,
new
blood.
It's a whole 22-year-olds.
Like even the new gothic blood is a completely new style.
And I love it.
I love it.
Me too. Great. It gives you hope for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, man, I haven't waited in that line in 20 years.
Same.
I won't do it.
Yeah, I won't do it.
There's
If I had
no
to
way.
wait in that line, I'd never go in.
Right. I text Taylor. I'm like, hey, man.
Yeah, because I'll text Robert, the manager. I'm like, hey, man, I got a
buddy.
group.
Yeah.
We talked on the show once about how I was out when Orpheum was still on 7th Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
And I came out to see Dragon Force, one of my favorite guilty pleasure bands.
Yeah.
And afterwards, everyone went to Boneyard next door.
Yeah, rest in peace.
The band was there. They looked bored as shit.
Yeah.
I made buddies with the roadie, their like manager. I was like, hey, man, you guys want to get out of here? You want to go hang out with some big titty goth girls or something? Like, yes. Can you? So I texted Robert. I'm like, hey, I'm bringing a whole band. Can we get access in through the back? They're like, yeah, absolutely. Private access in. And man, I guess word got out, and people, security's coming up to me. They're like, who the fuck did you bring here? People were trying to like sneak into the club, and it was like,
you're like, I
man.
brought Demon Force. Come on,
right?
Nice,
man.
Is that what it was? Demon Force?
Dragon Force.
Oh, how about dragging these nuts all over your face?
Yeah, the dragon. Oh, you like dragons?
Good night, gentlemen.
Yeah. All right, we are close to an hour, so we got to get to wrapping this up. But I have one last question. It's kind of a personal one.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on microwaving fish?
Opposed. Anyone who does is a fucking monster and should be put down. No, here's the thing. I try to eat healthy. No red meat.
Yeah.
No booze. I would love to join you guys, but no red meat, no booze, no cancer causing shit.
Well, once you go through that.
Right. You want to take care of this awful vessel of a body.
Right.
And so I like to prepare seafood before I leave for work around 11:30 noon, put it in a container, warm it up when I get to work. The thing is, there's no one in the fucking office when I do it. I know.
Okay.
I have never intentionally rage baited as much in my life, and that includes the in your face
Well,
days.
it's so funny.
As I do microwaving these fucking things. People lose their fucking
I
minds.
see it.
8 million views
8
on the
million?
first one I did.
8 million?
8 million people.
Holy shit.
And all it says is they told me to stop warming up my salmon and broccoli at work. ...
You
So
moved on
here's
to
some
cauliflower
steelhead trout
since.
and Brussels
Yeah.
sprouts. 8 million fucking people, and 7.5 million of them think I'm the worst person in the entire
you're
fucking world.
dragged through the internet. They're like, this motherfucker
Yeah.
is
I
love
micro.
that.
Yeah, forget the charity work. Forget being a dad.
Yeah,
any of that
that has
bullshit.
nothing to do with you. It's somebody at their office that did it once, and they were like,
which I understand. If I worked around 100 people and I'm in a break room full of people and I microwave fish, I'm a monster.
And honestly, if you're in front of a computer for 9 hours a day, and that break room is your only sanctuary, if I walk in there and I smell fucking salmon, I'm gonna punch somebody.
I'm pooping in a microwave.
Understandable. Yeah.
I'm
Understandable. You'd be justified in doing it. But when I do it, there's literally no one. It's just me and Maurice.
All right.
And he hates it, but who gives a fuck? Like, you smell my fish, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it's great. But yes, I am pro it. I did learn, though, not to microwave it in plastic anymore. People blasted me for that.
All right.
So,
I use glass.
Saving the world. Yeah, glass or a
Save the
paper
world.
plate
Yeah,
is good.
microplastics.
But it has inspired me to find a whole bunch of different styles of fish, though. I've been
That's great,
a little
man.
red grouper, a little
There you go.
flounder,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
different
yeah.
combos.
Yeah.
You can go cauliflounder, a little flounder with cauliflower.
Yep.
Nothing as clever as that, unfortunately. Brussels trout.
Brussels trout. I like it.
But so that is my take on microwaving fish. I do
We had a whole cookbook of microwave fish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Taylor, anything to add? We're at an hour.
No, man. This has just been fucking
Yeah,
great.
this has
been
been
a
great. It's
pleasure,
been an hour
man.
already. I can't believe
isn't that
it
crazy?
goes
It
by
goes
so
so
fast.
So I guess at the end, then, do you have anything you need to promote? You want to promote?
Yeah, sure.
love to hear.
When will this be? When will people be
Well,
hearing
both
this?
our listeners will hear this.
Mom, Dad?
Yeah, this one will probably be out where we at. End of April. This is going to be about June.
Okay. So if you can travel in a time machine, find a DeLorean and put it at 88 miles per hour and go back in time to April 24th, which is, I believe, a week from Saturday. I'll be at the J.C. Newman. I saw your hat.
Hey.
I've done the J.C. Newman Founders Day every year. They do a
wow.
Cuban
Right. I'll be
sandwich
there
eating
too.
contest.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
So I MC their Cuban sandwich eating contest. I participated one year.
I'll see you there.
And I almost died. I shoved the whole Cuban sandwich in my mouth.
This is a real deal, man.
Yeah.
This ain't no joke.
Now,
They don't
see, I
fuck
thought
around.
about signing up just to eat a Cuban
Do it.
sandwich.
They're delicious.
You can't just eat one and walk away.
That
They'll
would be
throw-
me. I would
Dude.
just take my time, enjoy my sandwich.
Delicious.
Yeah.
They will boo you, but you'll
Yeah.
enjoy a delicious
fine.
Cuban sandwich
Yeah,
with
Just go around the corner of La Segunda and sit down by yourself.
So
It's
good.
fun.
Nah,
But
it's not the same.
it's funnier
Yeah.
when you're doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
More
I get
people
the bit.
watching.
It's
I
like,
get the
like
bit.
going to Crowbar for the hot dog eating contest. I've always go and just have two and be like, woof, no,
Poor
I'm
Tom
good.
DeGeorge, man. Shout out to a real live
man.
music hero.
Fucking A, man.
Dude, the
Yep.
fact that
Tom
he is
DeGeorge.
losing that place fucking sucks.
know.
He is amazing. amazing. What a hero he is of the local
He was
music
our
scene.
first guest.
No way.
Yeah, I've been a friend. He's been a good friend for a long time.
He's great.
Yeah, I love Tommy
Oh,
George a lot.
he's amazing. And shout out to the original Columbia and Casa Santo Stefano down here as well, dude. That fucking place. Jeff
love
Hauk,
that
who runs
place.
our marketing department, is
Jeff Hauk
great.
was on our
Jeff
podcast
Hauk was
too.
one of our guests.
Yeah,
man.
One of the first people I met when I moved to Tampa.
Jeff
Exposed me
Hauk-
to all these cool restaurants.
How solid is that guy?
He's amazing.
No matter what event of course you see Jeff walking in, no matter what, I walk to him, I go right to him, I go, hey man, let's talk a little bit because thank God you're here.
Dude.
I'm so tired of shaking hands and smiling. I just want to talk to you.
Every restaurant recommendation in the last 20 years
He's
of
a
my life
genius.
has been through him. I'm like,
genius.
when I'm like, hey, I'm looking for a place. Have you tried Rooster and Till? No, I have not. Boom, one of my favorite restaurants, and he's great. So those two spots are great. And I just drove by on the way here La Sedema, which has natural wines and like some really good
It's a
vegetables.
full vegan restaurant.
So cool.
And I'm not a vegan eater, but like,
Same,
dude,
but it's
very
really
good.
healthy. It's
Good.
really
It's
fucking
very
good.
and the owner's
Yeah.
I forget her name off the top of my head, but
same.
she's great. And her dad helped her build all that, and it looks you feel like you're in Cuba.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's
Super
such a
cool.
cool place,
So
man.
yeah, nothing to really plug. Just I'm on the radio every afternoon. I do 3 to 4 with my buddy John Senning. He used to be on my show, and then he was so damn good they gave him his own show, which I love.
Yeah.
Senning's show is 1 to 3. We do John's Joints news stories from 3 to 4, and then I'm on 4 to 7. And other than that, just I would like to promote kindness and compassion and empathy. Be a good fucking person.
I fucking love that, man.
Boom.
That's great.
Well, thanks for being on our show,
Dude,
Drew.
thanks for having me. This was
Thank
so
you
much fun.
This
Oh my
is-
God,
this is
shit.
rad. I'd love to have you back because I'd love to hear more.
Yeah.
Anytime you want, man.
round
I'll
it
try
up
to get
again.
cancer again.
Yeah, it'd be fucking great. I'd love to hear it.
You know what? This has convinced me. I think I'll tune into your show one day.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you got to,
Thank you.
man.
Thank
It's,
you.
one of these
it's an
days.
absolute fucking
I mean, it's on a
blast.
dying medium, but
Yeah.
all right, guys, that's enough from us. Drew, thanks so much. Taylor, anything to add?
No, man, just the same as usual, ebormutapodcast.com. Let me hear your listener letters, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
I know I've said it the past few episodes, but eventually I'm going to get off my big backed ass and get the
merch out.
Get the merch out
Hell
and
yeah.
get the shop going. So it's
Bob
just...
Buckhorn still wants his guayabera.
I know, and
He's going to be the mayor again.
Apparently.
he will get his Guadaveda then.
Yeah. On election, on inauguration day.
In
We'll
fact,
get
you
to
know
it.
what? I'll bring it to the party, to the voting night
We're
party.
telling everybody we convinced him to run again.
Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah. And, it was tough, but, we really stuck
Twisted
it to
his
him.
Oh yeah, really tough to shove him back out on the
Yeah,
spotlight.
we had to put the
Fucking
pressure
A.
on, but, he had to figure out what to do with the money.
Yeah, fucking A.
All right, thank you guys, everyone, so much for listening, and have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.